I will allow first that you be sit in your houses. Okay na ba yan, Ray? O, nawala na si Ray. Ray? Oo. Meron ba tayo? Meron pa ba nawawala? 15? Sino pa nawawala? Vidapando, Cuba, Casaban, Villegas, Malaluan, Laresma, Nosidan, Almendras, Magtibay, Santos, Vanderripe, Tison, Aguila, Perez. Enorio. Four, seven. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We continue in our lessons. Our reporter this afternoon, uh, De Los Santos.
Yes po,
You
sir.
start sharing. Pwede mo ba pa mapalaki-laki yan? Konti pa. Sige pa. Oh, okay na yan. Okay, you may start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ketan M. De Los Santos,
Mahina ang
and I
boses
will
mo.
continue the...
Get.
Sorry po, sir. Yes po, sir.
Sige.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ketan De Los Santos, and I will continue the discussion last week. Illustration, report form. Based dun sa diniscuss natin last week, ay yung report form ay yung presentation ng statement of financial position na ang three major section such as assets, liabilities, and equity was written in downward format. Sampler company, statement of financial position, December 31, 2017, as its heading. Assets. Assets are the resources of the company that will provide a future benefit. Current assets, the short-term assets can be liquidated quickly. Under of it is cash and cash equivalents for 500,000. Financial assets at fair value 200,000. Trade and other receivables 700,000. Inventories 900,000. Prepaid expense of 50,000 pesos with a total current assets of 2,350,000 pesos. Non-current assets or the long-term assets na pwedeng gamitin ng company na pamatagalan. Property, plant, and equipment, 5 million pesos. Investment in associate at equity, 1 million pesos. Long-term investment, 5,100,000 pesos. Intangible assets, 2 million pesos. Other non-current assets, 100,000 pesos with a total non-current asset of 13,200,000 pesos. Total assets is total current assets 2,350,000 pesos. plus total non-current assets of 13,200,000 pesos is equals to total assets of 15,550,000 pesos. For liabilities, which is the utang ng company, and shareholders' equity, amount na maaaring mapabalik sa company shareholders, current liabilities, ito yung mga liabilities na payable siya within 1 year. Trade and other payables, 300,000 pesos, at 750,000 pesos. Note payable short-term debt, 400,000 pesos. Current portion of bonds payable, 200,000 pesos. Warranty liabilities, 50,000 pesos. With a total current liabilities of 1,400,000 pesos. Non-current liabilities or the long-term liabilities not due for more than a year. Bonds payable, remaining portion, 1,800,000 pesos. Note payable due in July 1, 2019 is equals to 600,000 pesos. Deferred tax liability, 100,000 pesos with a total non-current liability of 2,500,000 pesos. Shareholders' equity. Share capital with a par value of 100 pesos is equals to 5 million pesos versus 3 million pesos. Return earnings 3,650,000 pesos with a total shareholders equity of 11,650,000 pesos. Total liabilities and shareholders equities equals to 15,550,000 pesos. Para po makuha yung mga note dito, ito po yung mga dito, formula po. Cash and cash equivalents. Cash on hand is equals to 400,000 pesos. Cash in bank is 300,000 pesos. Petty cash fund 10,000 pesos. BSP Treasury Bill purchased on December 1, 2017 and due March 1, 2018 is 150,000 pesos with the total cash and cash equivalents equals to 500,000 pesos. Ang cash and cash equivalents are the company's assets that are cash or can be converted into cash immediately. Note number 2, trade and other trade receivables. Ito yung mga pautang ng company. Accounts receivable, 580,000 pesos. Allowance for doubtful accounts is negative 20,000 pesos. Kaya siya negative kasi kontra siya yung contra assets ng accounts receivable. Notes receivable is 100,000 pesos. Accrued interest on notes receivable is 10,000 pesos. Advance to employees collectible currently is 30,000 pesos with a total trade and other receivable of 700,000 pesos. Note number 3, the inventories. Inventories are goods or product that are ready to sell. Finished goods, 300,000 pesos. Goods in process, 400,000 pesos. Raw materials, 150,000 pesos. Manufacturing supplies, 50,000 pesos with a total inventories of 900,000 pesos. Prepaid expense. Prepaid expense are the advance payment for good or services. Office supplies unused, 30,000 pesos. Prepaid insurance, 20,000 pesos with a total prepaid expenses of 50,000 pesos. Property, plant, and equipment. It is the long-term asset of the company. Land, 1,500,000 pesos. Building, 4,500,000 pesos. Machinery and equipment, 1,000,000 pesos. Furniture and fixtures, 300,000 pesos. Patterns, mold, dyes, and tools net 100,000 pesos with a total of 7,400,000 pesos. Less the accumulated depreciation of 2,400,000 pesos with a carrying amount of 5 million pesos. Para makuha yung accumulated depreciation, inad yung mga item na meron depreciation, which is the building, 1,900,000 pesos, machinery and equipment, 350,000 pesos, furnitures and fixtures, 150,000 pesos with a total accumulated depreciation of 2,400,000 pesos. Note number 6, long-term investments. Plant expansion fund is 2 million pesos. Financial assets amortized cost is 3 million pesos. Cash current value, 100,000 pesos with a total other long-term investment of 5,100,000 pesos. Number 7, note number 7, intangible assets, which is yung mga assets na hindi natin na yung hindi nahahawakan, which is patent, 500,000 pesos, trademark of 1,500,000 pesos with a total intangible assets of 2 million pesos. Other non-current assets, long-term refundable deposits of 20,000 pesos, long-term advance to officers, 80,000 pesos, total other non-current assets of 100,000 pesos. Note number 9, trade and other payables. Account payable, 350,000 pesos. Notes payable, 150,000 pesos. Accrued interest on note payable, 15,000 pesos. Income tax payable, 50,000 pesos. Dividends payable, 100,000 pesos and accrued expense of 85,000 pesos with a total trade and other payables of 750,000 pesos. Reverses, reserve share premium of 2 million pesos, retained earnings appropriated for contingencies, 1 million pesos with a total reserves of 3 million pesos. Next
Okay.
illustration.
Sandali.
Oh,
Okay. So, you are now showing us the account form, ano?
yes po,
Right?
sir. Yes po.
So, yung katatapos lang natin, yun ang tinatawag na, ano, yung report form. Eh, yung nasa taas, yung assets. Tapos yung nasa baba ay liabilities and equity. Ang ipakikita mo naman sa amin ay itong account form na horizontal naman, no? At one side, lahat ng assets. The other side, lahat ng liabilities and shareholders' equity. So, ganun din ang grouping ng mga line items or line accounts, ano? Nagkaiba lamang sa ano, pagka-copy-paste, ano? Copy-paste. What you are seeing is the account form, ano? And kahit account form siya, ay nandiyan pa rin din yung mga notes, syempre, no? Nandiyan pa rin yung mga notes. Okay. And diyan, sa atin, ang nakikita lang natin sa ngayon on the screen, ang mga notes ay para bang enumerated lamang or breakdown ng mga line items, ano? Pero in actual circumstances or what is actually happening, may narrative pa yan, ano? May narrative ang bawat note. Hindi lamang enumeration ng mga items. May mga narrative pa yon, no? Na for disclosure. for disclosure. Okay, so sige, continue. Now, binabanggit kang cash surrender value. Marahil nabanggit ko na yung ibig sabihin ng cash surrender value. Kasi Lawrence. Ano ba yung cash surrender value? Nandiyan ba si Lawrence? Lawrence? Lawrence, nandiyan ka ba? Hindi ko makita sa screen. Si Lawrence. Cherry Vanderlipe. Ano ba yung cash surrender value?
Sir, base po dito sa na-search ko po, ay ang cash surrender value is the amount left over after fees when you cancel a permanent life insurance policy.
Okay, correct. Kunwari, kasi nasa accounts ng ng company. Ibig sabihin nito, naka life insurance ang mga officers. And yet, kung ano man ang kunyari life insurance, tatigok yung officer, ang beneficiary company. At ang company magbibigay sa officer. Kasi nasa record pa ng ng company. Now, kapag naisipan ng company na i-terminate na yung insurance policy, before the maturity, na niyang i-terminate, magsasauli ng pera yung yung insurer. Pwede ibalik yung mga premiums na ibinayad ng insured. Kaya lang hindi lahat. Kasi bilang insurer, meron yung cost of pre-termination, ika nga. So, yung total premium na inihulog mo, minus some amount, Kung tawagin nila pre-termination charge. Okay, so now you are seeing yung mga major groupings na while you are looking at the statement of financial position at yung mga composition, yung mga line items ng grouping, Now, although kanya-kanyang industry, may kanya-kanyang presentation, may kanya-kanyang grouping. And also, kung ikaw ay nag-account for the subsidiary, pero din nire-require ang parent na kanyang grouping, which may be different from the grouping na nire-require ng Philippine SEC, Philippine BIR. Pwede mangyari yun. Ket, continue.
As discussed last week, the account form represents, as the title suggests, the presentation follows that an account, meaning the assets are shown on the left side and the liabilities and equity on the right side of the statement of financial position. Same lang din siya ng mga nakalagay sa report form. Kaso dito sa account form, lahat ng assets niya ay naka-place sa left side and the liabilities and shareholders equity sa right side. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, and in practice, usually ang ginagamit account form, hindi yung report form. Okay, you may pwede mo na tanggalin yung mo, sinashare screen. Okay, very good. Punta naman tayo dito sa Now, note, kanino bang report ito? Report ni... Ay, teka. Wait. Kasabal, can you see? Ang sinashare screen ko.
Yes
Kita
po.
mo? Ano ba report ito? Kay Mary Rose Lack. Sabi ni Mary Rose ay note that the format of this statement as illustrated is in iba naman to. This may be the practice in other jurisdictions like United Kingdom and British Commonwealth of Nations like Canada, South Africa, India, Australia, New Zealand. Ano ba practice nila? Baliktad. Ang nasa taas ng current assets, nasa baba current assets. Kung report form at kung ikaw ay account form, ganito rin ang order. Nasa taas ang equity, sumunod ng current, ang nasa baba current liabilities. So baliktad. Isa sa ginagawa sa Pilipinas, Amerika. Hanap tayo ng sample. No? Statement of financial position as in United Kingdom and British Commonwealth of Nations. Hanap tayo ng ano. Ito. Statement of financial position, UK style. Assets. Ang nasa taas, non-current assets. Nasa baba, current assets. Baliktad. Equity. Nasa taas, equity. Sumunod ng current liabilities. Ang nasa baba, current. Now, pinakikita ko to sa inyo kasi baka kayo ay nasa accounting ng Philippine subsidiary at ang parent nyo ay UK. Ngayon, kung ganon, gagawa kayo ng statement of financial position ayon doon sa i-require ng SEC, ng BIR, ng BOI, at ano pa ba? EPSA. Yung style na nakita nyo, much earlier. Tapos hihingan kayo ng parent company ng statement of financial position, ayon naman doon sa ano, kung tawagin nila ay group accounting, UK. Anyway, madali naman mag-copy-paste no? Madali mag-copy-paste. Kaya lang, paano yung notes? Ibaliktad din ang numbering. No? Yung number 10, baka maging number 1. Okay. Any question at this point? Okay. So we go to the without question. Okay, that's a good report now. We go to reviewer. Laresma this time.
Wait lang po.
Hindi mo ba mapalaki-laki yan? Okay. Yan na, sagad na ba yan?
Opo.
Oo. Ano ba yan? Cellphone?
Laptop po to, sir.
Okay. Sige.
Okay. A pleasant day, everyone. I am Kate, and this afternoon, we will try to put what we have learned into practice by solving these 5 basic problems from the book of Balix. So, chapter 1, problem 1-1, IFRS. Darwin Company provided the following information at year-end. Cash, 300,000. Accounts receivable, 1,200,000. Inventory, including inventory expected in the ordinary course of operations to be sold beyond 12 months amounting to 700,000, total of 1 million. Prepaid expenses, 100,000. Financial asset held for trading, 200,000. Equity investment at fair value through other comprehensive income, 800,000. And deferred tax asset, 150,000. The question states what amount should be reported as total current assets at year-end. So this reviewer says the answer is letter A, 2,800,000. Okay, let me read the choices first. A, 2,800,000. B, 2,550,000. C, 3,600,000. 2,100,000. So how computed? This is the solution for that. First, alamin natin ang current assets ni Darwin Company. So kabilang dito ang cash, 300,000. Accounts receivable, 1,200,000. Inventory, 1 million. Prepaid expenses, 100,000. And financial asset held for trading, 200,000. So computing for this gives us 2,800,000. So may explanation dito as to why 2 other accounts are excluded from the computations. In the absence of statement to the contrary, equity investment at fair value through other comprehensive income shall be classified as non-current asset. It means kung silent ang problem or walang nakastate na current ang equity investment at fair value through other comprehensive income, then as is non-current asset ang classification niya, especially if they're not expected to turn into unrestricted cash within the next 12 months of the balance sheet date. Next one, past 1 and past 12 provide that deferred tax asset is a non-current. Okay. Problem 1, the Bilago Company provided the following account balances at year-end. Cash, 1,100,000. Accounts receivable unassigned, 1,600,000. Accounts receivable assigned, 1 million. Equity of assignee in assigned account, 400,000. Inventory, 3 million. Financial asset at fair value through profit or loss, 500,000. Bond investment at amortized cost, 1,300,000. Investment in associate, 1,500,000. Equipment and furniture, 2,500,000. Accumulated depreciation, 1,500,000. Patent, 400,000. Deferred charges, 100,000. And equipment classified as held for sale, 2 million. So the question is, what total amount should be reported as current assets at year-end? A, 9,200,000. B, 9,300,000. C, 8,200,000. Or D, 8,800,000. So as we can see, the answer is A, 9,200,000. There. Likewise, the current assets of Bilago Company should be identified from its account balances. So we have here cash, 1,100,000. Accounts receivable, 1,600,000 plus 1 million. So may pinagsama dito. Saan galing yan? Let's try to look back. So accounts receivable unassigned and accounts receivable unassigned. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng accounts receivable assigned and accounts receivable unassigned? So nangyayari ito sa assignment of accounts receivable kung saan ang borrower, which in this case is si Bilago Company, ay nag-a-assign ng kanyang receivable upang maipangbayad sa kanyang loan. In short, yung accounts receivable assigned, ito yung accounts receivable na may paglalaanan na. Samantalang sa accounts receivable unassigned naman, wala itong paglalaanan. So, kay Bilago Company pa rin ito. So we have here again inventory, 3 million. Financial asset at fair value through profit or loss 500,000, and equipment classified as held for sale 2 million. Total of 9,200,000. Since the equity of the assignee is not deducted from accounts receivable assigned. So, hindi binabawas ang equity of the assignee sa accounts receivable kasi yung assigned receivable, usually lower amount na yun ng loan. And then, the bond investment that amortized cost is classified as non-current. The investment in associate is a non-current asset. And under PFRS 5, a non-current asset classified as held for sale should be reported as current asset. So, ang sinasabi dito na non-current asset is itong sinabi dito na equipment na classified siya as for sale. Although ang equipment ay fixed asset, may classification dito na held for sale siya. So, anytime pwede siya mabenta, pwede siya ma-turn into cash or on account. So, current asset na siya. And then lastly, the deferred charges are considered non-current because technically this expire in more than 1 year from the end of reporting period. Okay, problem 1-3, AICPA adopted. Company reported the following current assets on December 30. Cash, 5 million. Accounts receivable, 2 million. Inventory, including goods received in consignment, 200,000, total of 800,000. Bond investment at fair value through other comprehensive income, 1 million. Prepaid expenses, including a deposit of 50,000, made on inventory to be delivered in 18 months, 150,000. So the total current assets is 8,950,000. So dito, may breakdown ng cash na 5 million. So ang 3,500,000 daw noon ay cash in general checking account. Ang 1 million ay yung cash fund to be used to retire bonds payable in 2019. And yung 500,000 doon ay cash held to pay value-added taxes. Total cash is 5 million. So the question asks, say, what total amount of current assets should be reported on December 31, 2017? A, 6,750,000, B, 6,700,000, C, 7,700,000, or D, 7,700,000. So the solution is 700,000, letter B. So dito siya, ito yung computation doon. Cash, 3,500,000 plus 500,000. Total of 4 million. So nasan yung 1 million kanina? Cash fund to be used to retire bonds payable in 2019. And explain siya dito, the cash fund to be used to retire bonds payable in 2019 should be classified as non-current. Why? Kasi we are still reporting for December 31, 2017. And yung cash fund na yun, gagamitin pa siya after 2 years, which is to retire bonds payable. At dahil beyond 12 months, considered siya as non-current, hindi siya kasama sa computation. And then accounts receivable, 2 million. Inventory, 800 minus 200,000. Bakit minus yung 200,000? Kasi, sabi sa given, ang 200,000 daw doon ay goods received on consignment. Yung goods held on consignment are included in the inventory of the supplier and not the retailer. Ibig sabihin, hindi kay Petit Company goods na yon, hindi pa sa kanya, kundi sa supplier. Total of 600,000. And then, prepaid expenses, 150,000 less 50,000. Bakit din ni-less ang 50,000? Kasi ang sabi dito, yun daw ay inventory, pero to be delivered in 18 months, which is beyond 12 months na siya, kaya considered as non-current. Gives us 100,000. Total of 6,700,000 for total current assets. So sinabi rin dito, the bond investment at fair value or other comprehensive income is a non-current asset. Problem 1-4 AICPA adopted. Rice Company was incorporated on January 1, 2017 with 5 million from the issuance of share capital and borrowed funds of 1,500,000 pesos. During the first year, net income was 2,500,000 pesos. On December 15, the entity paid a 500,000 cash dividend. On December 31, 2017, the liabilities had increased to 1,800,000. On December 31, 2017, be reported as total current assets. A, 6,500,000. B, 9,300,000. C, 8,800,000. D, 6,800,000. So in this problem, hahanapin natin ang total assets based lang sa given values which are composed of liability and equity accounts. Eventually, malalaman natin ang total assets through the accounting equation of assets equals liabilities plus equity. Therefore, pagkasamahin natin ang liabilities and equities ni Rice Company. For the liabilities, we get 1,800,000. Then for the share capital, 5 million. And retained earnings, 2,500,000 less dividend of 500,000. Bakit ililess ang dividend? Kasi may paglalaanan siya. And based dito, naibayad na yung cash dividend na yun on December 15. Then we get 2 million. So total liabilities and shareholders equity of Rice Company is 8,800,000. Then problem 1-5 ASCP problem. Mir Company was incorporated on January 1, 2017 with proceeds from the issuance of 7,500,000 in share capital and borrowed funds of 1,100,000 pesos. During the first year, revenue from sales and consulting amounting to 8,200,000 and operating costs and expenses totaled 6,400,000 pesos. On December 15, 2017, the entity declared a 300,000 dividend payable to shareholders on January 15, 2018. The liabilities increased to 2 million pesos by December 31, 2017. On December 31, 2017, what amount should be reported as total assets? A. 11 million. B. 11,300,000. C. 10,100,000. D. 12,100,000. So the answer is A, and this is how it was computed. For the liabilities, you get 2 million. Share capital, 7,500,000. Retained earnings, 8,000,000, which is yung revenue from sales. And operating costs and expenses of 6,400,000. Ililess din ang dividend kahit yun ay payable pa on January 2018 kasi therefore I mean may paglalaanan pa rin kahit payable siya the following month pa. We get 1,500,000. So the total liabilities and shareholders equity of Mir Company is 11 million. That is all. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Nice. Class, so, kung masisilip ninyo yung reviewer questions, no? Doon mo lang makikita yung mga bagay-bagay na hindi tinuro ni Sir, no? Ngayon, marami yan. Yung nakikita nyo reviewer questions, marami yan. Pag kayo nandun na sa review school. And during my time when I was accounting student, kumpleto naman ako sa libro noon eh. No? So gusto ko talaga matuto kaya no choice ako. Self-study. Kung yung mga terms na hindi naman itinuro, no? And I was not expecting na ituro lahat yung kapal ng libro, no? Pero yung mga nakikita nyo sa reviewer, mga nakibalik yun. Volume 1, Volume 2, makikita nyo yun. And some of the na-encounter natin, take upin natin sa Volume 3. May na-mention dyan mga other comprehensive income. Yun ang ating patutunguhan in this course or subject. So, very nice that you are seeing sample questions as these questions appear in the reviewer. And also, sample of questions that you will be encountering kung nato na kayo sa review school. At sapagkat yan may mga ganyan, ay ganyan din kamukha ang mga board questions. Kaya don't be surprised. Walang maka 100 sa board examination. Okay. Any question at this point, class? Sino pa isang nag-report? Okay, we have the third speaker this afternoon. Maderaso, are you ready?
Yes po. Wait lang po. Hello po, good afternoon. I'm Patricia Ann Maderaso and i-report ko po ngayon ay yung statement of financial position. So to start our discussion with this topic, let's have first the concept of financial position. Statement of financial position is a formal statement showing the three elements comprising financial position, namely assets, liabilities, and equity. So yung assets po, yun po yung mga properties na ino-own po nung business po, nung firm. Tapos po yung liability, yun po yung debts na required na bayadan nung isang corporation. And yung equity naman po is the residual component of the entity over the liability. Then, investors, creditors, and other statement users analyze the statement of financial position to evaluate such factors as liquidity, solvency, and the need of the entity for additional financing. So, sinasabi po dito na yung mga potential investor po natin, bago po sila mag-invest sa business, syempre po, a-assess muna nila yung status ng corporation based on sa statement of financial position through assessing liquidity, solvency, before they could actually entrust their investment to the corporation. And when it comes to creditors naman po, they will only allow one corporation to have a loan if they met the specific requirements of the financial institution. Then pag po yung performance ng financial position nila ay hindi po maganda, possible po na hindi mag-grant yung loan ng isang corporation. Pa-slide po. Current and non-current distinction. Pass 1, paragraph 60 provides that an entity shall present current and non-current assets and current and non-current liabilities as separate classifications in the statement. When an entity supplies goods or services within a clearly identifiable operating cycle, the separate classification of current and non-current assets and liabilities is a useful information. It highlights assets that are expected to be realized within the current operating cycle and liabilities that are due for settlement within the same period. So dito po dun sa statement of financial position natin, dun po sa first line, dapat po dun ang nakalagay ay cash and cash equivalent po kasi based on sa liquidity po yun. Then, dun po sa part ng liability naman, same process lang po sa assets. Based on liquidity din po yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Tapos sa assets naman po, an asset is defined as resource controlled by the entity. Pa-slide po. An asset is defined as a resource controlled by the entity, a result of past event and from which future economic benefits are expected to flow to the entity. In layman's language, assets are properties owned. The essential characteristic of an assets are A, the asset is controlled by the entity. B, the asset is the result of past event. C, the asset provides future economic benefits. And D, the cost of the asset can be measured reliability. So to make simplify po kung ano yung nature ng current asset, we just have to remember this. First po yung cash and cash equivalent. Second po is yung kung held for trading po siya. And then lastly po, which are expected to be realized within 12 months. Example po nito ay yung accounts receivable. Then next po is presentation of current liabilities. Pass 1, paragraph 54 provides that as minimum, the face of the statement of financial position shall include the following line items for current liabilities: trade and other payables, current provisions, short-term borrowing, current portion of long-term debt, and current tax liability. The term trade and other payables is a line item for accounts payable, notes payable, accrued interest on note payable, dividends payable, and accrued expenses. No objection can be raised if the trade accounts and notes payable are separately presented. Non-current liabilities. The term non-current liabilities is also a residual definition. Pass 1, paragraph 69 simply states that all liabilities not classified as current liabilities are classified as non-current liabilities. Example of non-current liabilities are non-current portion of a long-term debt, lease liability, deferred tax liability, long-term obligations to entity officers, long-term deferred revenue. Pass 1 paragraph 56 provides that deferred tax liability is classified as non-current liability. Working capital. Assets and liabilities are classified as a current and non-current to facilitate the analysis and interpretation of financial. The entity's liquidity is of primary concern to most statement users, and this can be properly evaluated through the current and non-current classifications. For example, working capital is the excess of current assets over current liabilities, and the working capital ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. Estimated liabilities. Estimated liabilities are obligations which exist at the end of reporting period, although their amount is not definite. In many cases, the date when it is due or payable is not also definite in some instances. The exact payee cannot be identified or determined. But in spite of these circumstances, the existence of the estimated liabilities is valid and unquestioned. Common examples of estimated liabilities include estimated liability for premiums, estimated liability for warranties, and estimated liability under customer loyalty program. Estimated liabilities may be classified either as current or non-current. Technically, an estimated liability may be considered as a provision which is both probable and measurable. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay. So I hope marami kayong na-pick up after listening to the report of Patricia Maderaso. Okay, class. Do you have any question at this point? If none, our last number again, screenshot attendance, Gao runs. Will you please be our photographer again?
Sige po, sir.
Okay.
Okay na po.
Okay, just say,
Ay, sige po.
tapos na?
Hindi pa po.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, smile.
Tapos na?
Opo, sir. Nasend ko na po.
Okay. Di pa nag-ring. Wala pa, Lawrence. Na-traffic ata.
Sir, meron na po. Baka po yung internet po niyo mahina.
Ganun nga eh, no? Naging problema ko rin yan eh. Unstable. Sure ka ha? Sent na sa'yo ha? Lawrence?
Opo, sir. Send na rin po
Yun.
nakita na rin po ng mga kapatid.
Okay, so may problema nga at my end. Unstable connection. Class, bye-bye. Till we meet again mamaya.
Thank you
Thank you po.
Sige po.